Hi there, friends. It's no secret that it has gotten incredibly expensive just to survive today, whether it's food, gas, you name it, it's all expensive. So I've been trying to save money where I can and, find little ways to help me budget a little bit better when it comes to living expenses. And I want to share what I'm learning with you guys and a few things that I found that I don't think everybody knows about. Specifically, these are a few apps that I think are really great when it comes to helping you get more bang for your buck. So let's get right into it. And I'm also going to be sharing my very first haul using one of them with you. So let's get started. Specifically, I am going to be sharing two apps with you that I've been using lately that I think are frankly brilliant and super helpful. And then I'm also going to throw in a few at the end real quickly that I think could be beneficial to you as well. So first up, I'm going to be talking about Too Good To Go. It's an app that's available on Android or Apple. And basically it was designed for two reasons. The first is so that local businesses and grocery stores can participate and help eliminate food waste, so that instead of throwing out food that's about to expire that they cannot continue to sell at full retail price, instead of having to get rid of it, they can offer it at a greatly discounted rate so that you as the consumer can benefit by getting some really good deals on food that would otherwise be a lot more expensive, that you might not otherwise try. And, win-win-win all the way around. It doesn't get thrown away. You get it at a bargain. Everybody wins, right? Of course, there's some drawbacks. You can't pick what you want at the establishment. You can only pick where you're going to go. So if you have a lot of food allergies or if you're extremely picky, it may not be the best option for you. But aside from that, basically the premise is you get at least 3 times the value of what you're paying. So my specific one that I personally love is to use Whole Foods. And they have 2 options at Whole Foods. They have a baked goods bag, which is things like cookies, danishes, bread, things like that. That costs $6.99, and then you get a value of at least $21 worth of goods. And then they have the prepared foods, which is valued at $9.99, and you get at least $30 worth of food. It is based off your location, which is why it's actually an awesome deal for traveling if it's places that you would, get something anyways. There's like a lot of bakeries, donut shops, pastries, like pizzerias, things like that, which makes sense because those are things that those types of establishments typically have to throw away at the end of the day. So like bagel places, things like that, but different areas have different levels of participation. So you can just put your little GPS location in, and then it will tell you what's in your area participating and then what the price is for that place and when the pickup is and all of that. If I'm being honest, the one thing I really don't like about the Whole Foods that participate near me is that the pickup is not until after 9 p.m., which makes sense because it's the end of the day. But if you like to get in your jammies and get settled for bed early, it's not so great. But that being said, let's check out what my first haul looked like so you can kind of get an idea as to what you might be able to expect for the money. All right, so now it's time to see what we got in my first ever Too Good To Go haul. I did do the baked goods bag as well as the prepared foods bag. Prepared foods supposed to be stuff like their sandwiches, their little individual pre-cooked meals, their pizza, all the stuff you get in their hot and prepared section, soup, stuff like that. And then the baked goods is their baked goods. So we're gonna start with that and see what kind of stuff we got. Now, the baked goods bag is $6.99, and you're supposed to get at least $21 worth of stuff. And the prepared foods bag is $9.99, and you're supposed to get at least $30 worth of food. And it's going to be food that typically has a sell-by date that day because it's stuff that they're not going to be able to sell at full price anymore. So it's kind of a win-win for everybody. It's a win for you because you get a really good bargain. Although the downside is you don't get to pick what you get, which is kind of a fun surprise, but hopefully it's something you like. And then it's a win for them because they get to still make a little bit of something, but also not have to throw anything away. So, and eliminating food waste is good for everybody. So, let's see what we get for $6.99. All right, we've got a classic brownie that is normally $2.75, and it does have a sell-by date of today. And you know, normally with baked goods, you've got a few days at least after the sell-by date to use them. So since my kids are coming home after school tomorrow, that'll give us a few days to go through this all. I waited until I knew that they were going to be coming back home to get the baked goods because, you know, I'm trying to be good. All right, we've got a salted caramel cookie, normally $2. I'll put the grand total of what everything should be at the end. We've got a an apple brown butter cookie. Actually, it looks like 2 apple brown butter cookies, and those are $2 each as well. Ooh. We've got Belgian butter waffles, 8 count. That's normally $5.99, and that is also sell-by date of today. This will be perfect for the kids. I bet they're gonna love them, and technically you could freeze these too if it was just gonna be you or, you know, a couple people eating and you didn't want them to go bad. So this will be perfect for like after school snacks or breakfast. And then, oh, this looks really good. I don't know if you can, with the glare from the light there. These are brown sugar streusel banana nut muffins, a 4-pack. And those are normally $7.50. I just realized my head's been chopped off this whole time. Okay, so not a bad little haul. I think the kids are going to be excited when they get home from school tomorrow. Let's see what's in the prepared. And now it's time for the prepared foods. I'm so excited. I want to just say I manifested this for myself because this is one of the things that was on my wish list. Okay, it looks like there's some good stuff in here. Let's see what we've got. Their chicken tikka masala, which I have heard is so good and I've never tried before. And it looks like it has spinach and turmeric rice. So that should be good. And that is normally, I want to say this is normally $10.99, but I'll put the total up. Okay. Then we also have a classic tuna salad sandwich. Looks like with tomato and lettuce. And that's also a sell-by date of today. I probably will want to use this by tomorrow, so. Okay, I don't know what the heck this is, but it looks impressive. We've got field greens and goat cheese family salad. Looks like it has candied walnuts, cranberries. Those look like sun-dried cranberries, and then some field greens mixed in there. I'm assuming it already has the dressing in there, so hopefully the lettuce doesn't get all wilty because obviously I am not going to eat this tonight. So hopefully it'll still be good tomorrow. This is normally $16.99. And this is normally $6. So 3 items, so not like a ton of items, but good stuff. So I would say not bad for $9.99. Hopefully, the bad thing with stuff like this is you can't really freeze it to keep for later. You kind of have to use it up. I do think I'm going to have this for dinner tonight, but hopefully these will be okay later. So that kind of gives you an idea of what to expect. It's kind of a mixed bag. I've seen people get like breakfast burritos, subs, different kinds of salads, like chicken breasts, pasta dishes, pasta salad, you know, soups, all kinds of stuff. So we'll see. I'm kind of curious if it varies by day. Like if you go on a weekday, do you get better stuff because it's not as busy, you know? So we'll see, but I think it'll be a fun thing to do with the kids, like at least a couple times a month as a way to kind of get like takeout with a fun surprise and still get a really good deal on food. So there you go. What did we think? Personally, I think if you like a lot of different kinds of foods, like to try new things, have the ability to freeze or quickly consume whatever it is that you get, I think it's fantastic. I do think some of the drawbacks, again, if you have a lot of allergies, if you are picky, if the places like, you know, for instance, these whole food ones wouldn't be ideal for me while I was on the road because of the quantity. I like to get them the times that I have my kids with me because I know that the food is not going to go to waste. So those are just kind of things to think about. However, if you are traveling out and about and there's a pizzeria in your area, you know, being able to get $10 worth of food for $3, you know, and get a lunch and maybe have some leftovers for dinner, that's a good deal. So just some things to think about, a few tips. You can set up notifications. So if there is a spot that you would like to frequent, you can turn your little notification on for that specific place. And then as soon as it has slots available, it'll let you know so that you can get them before they're taken. I know Whole Foods is gone. Like within 5 minutes of offering them, they're sold out. So you've got to jump on them like right away. But that kind of gives you an idea of what Too Good To Go is like. I would love to know if you've used it before, and if so, what kind of things you like to get with it, or what kind of things you may have lucked into, maybe not so great experiences. Let everybody know in the comments, and let's move on to the next app I want to talk about. Oh, and just to note, I will go ahead and put the link for Too Good To Go below, as well as the other ones that I'm going to discuss. If I have links for them, I'll share those with you. I believe this next one I'm going to talk about, Fetch. I might even have an offer right now where if you sign up using my link, you get bonus points to start you out with, and then I think I get some too or something like that. So anywho, any links I have, I will include in the video description, so check there if you are interested. But that brings me to the app called Fetch. Again, that's available on Android and Apple, so if you've got a phone, you can download it, and that one is good for pretty much any purchase you make. You can sync it to certain online accounts, like I have mine. You can sync it to your email, to your Amazon account, to I think your Sam's account. Like there's a bunch of online accounts you can link it to, so that automatically if you make any online purchases, it'll automatically load those receipts in. Otherwise, you can just take a picture and scan any receipt for pretty much any purchase you make anywhere. And then basically for every single receipt that you scan, you earn at least 25 points if they're running certain promotions for certain places. For instance, I've noticed a lot of like local restaurants and local businesses will have where if you spend money in person, you get like 10 times the amount of points. Or, if you're grocery shopping, certain brands may have certain deals running where you earn extra, but you can pretty much guarantee that you're going to get at least 25 points per receipt. So that's gas, groceries, makeup, toiletries. You name it. If you're making a purchase, prescriptions, even the ATM. So anytime you make any purchase at all, you can scan that in for points and just keep racking them up. And then you can actually redeem those points for purchases. So you can get gift cards like to Starbucks, Target, things like that. Excuse me. You can use them for online purchases at like grocery stores, local businesses, Ulta, Target, again, Starbucks, different restaurants in the area, movie theaters, and it'll say, like, for instance, for every, 50 points you have, it's worth $1 at this place. So I've saved up like 12,000 points right now, so I can use that towards my groceries. I can cash it in for gift cards and use gift cards places. So it's kind of, you're going to be spending the money anyways. You might as well get points that go back towards purchases for things that you're going to need anyways. So it's kind of like a no-lose situation there as well. And you can play games. I personally have not, but you can play games for extra points. It'll tell you, like this Saturday, this particular place is going to have, 20 times the points if you spend $10 or more. So you can earn a bunch of points if you are really aggressive about it. So again, I think it's a great app for everybody because no matter where you are, if you're spending money, you can earn points to go towards future purchases. So it's not making it any cheaper to live, but it's giving you money towards things that you would be getting anyways. Or you can use it, to kind of reward yourself, put that in the bank and say, well, I'm going to only spend money on necessities, but once I get a certain amount of points, I'm going to reward myself with a little treat since I don't have to come out of pocket. So, just a little way to get a little more for your buck in today's economy. Definitely recommend. And then just a few more apps that you may want to look into. Again, this is going to be kind of dependent on your specific scenarios. But if, for instance, you're on the road a lot and you need to utilize internet at coffee shops, say you are in Panera all the time or Starbucks all the time, definitely sign up for their reward programs. You have to be in there as a customer anyways. You might as well earn points towards future purchases or save a little money on things that you need to get while you're in there. So definitely look into that. I personally think the Panera Sip Rewards program is great because you get unlimited coffee, tea, soda, all of that pretty much all day, every day. And then you earn points towards like the baked goods. You get like money off sandwiches, soup, salads, things like that. So if it's places you're going to be spending money anyways, definitely sign up for their rewards program. Another thing that all of us need, no matter whether we are stationary or on the road, if we have a vehicle, we need gas. So that's another thing you're going to want to look into using rewards programs for, especially if you go to the same types of places all the time. If you're always going to Circle K, if you're always going to Wawa, if you're always going to 7-Eleven, sign up for their rewards programs for the same reason. You'll get deals on things that you may be spending your money on in there anyways. You'll save money on gas, which we know adds up really quickly. So the key is not to sign up for things that are going to cost you extra money and then kind of pressure you or guilt you into spending your money so you can keep saving and kind of get sucked into that cycle, but to pick places that you are spending your money anyways, that you can kind of make that dollar go a little bit further than it would ordinarily. So there you go. I hope that I helped you learn something in this video today. Hopefully you are now aware of being able to use the apps Fetch and Too Good To Go. I think they are two amazing apps that serve a really good purpose and can really benefit you for things that we are spending our money on and consuming anyways. And then hopefully those few other examples I threw in at the end maybe kind of got your wheels turning on other ways that you can save a little money here and there or make your buck go a little further. So as always, I want to thank you so much for watching. Next video is actually going to be a glamping video that I filmed a couple months ago. So just now getting around to posting it, and then we're going to be back with our regularly scheduled programming going forward. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again very soon.